Matt, is the inevitable Roman Reigns return overshadowing this by 2, 3, 4 times?
If we don't get to acknowledge Roman Reigns, I don't think people are going to be happy with this match. I think it's just going to be waiting for the boo, 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 boo. Like, I think that's what we're waiting for.
It's a very kind of weird spot in a scenario. It's like kind of cucking Cody a little bit, right? As from a top guy standpoint. And you would think Roman Reigns would come back after like a solo win, so to speak, but that's can't and probably won't and shouldn't happen in my opinion. So what does he do? Does he return to help Cody? Why does Cody need help to beat Solo Sikoa, a guy that he's beaten twice, maybe even 3 times in the past? I get it. Roman Reigns is inevitably back. I don't get the scenario. Yeah, I'm probably overthinking it, but Cody wins and he does his whoa and then kind of fades to black. And then what? Then the graphics show and then Roman Reigns appears? Or is it like Roman Reigns? Is it like a Joe Hendry thing where Roman Reigns graphic appears? Like, what is it? I don't know. Like, how does Cody still stay how Cody's going, and how is this about Solo, not Cody? I don't, I get it, but I don't get it. Hook me up. What's going on?
All right. So here's what I think what you have happen so Cody doesn't look like a bleach blonde doofus is you have the bloodline running their havoc the night before at the SmackDown that's also in Cleveland and, wreaking havoc like they have been. And they're finally like, banned from the ringside area during the match. So it's just one-on-one. Cody then beats Solo. As soon as the match is over, here comes the bloodline. They're laying a beat down. I mean, they've gone out of their way to be like, Orton's taken out. Owens is taken out. There's no one here to help Cody. So when Roman comes down, now because Solo lost. He's not the tribal chief. If he wins, everything he says is right. That makes him not the heel anymore, So when Roman comes out, it's more to not necessarily save Cody, but to get him a piece of Solo. You can even give a look like, he's not there. He's not going to, yay, we're buddies, Cody. Just Cody kind of rolls out and they give that look after Roman lands a couple Superman punches while the crowd's going crazy. And then, you can give the distant look from the aisle, like, what does this mean? What's going on? I don't think we need the answer tonight or on Saturday. But I think if you set up now Roman's here with Solo, with the new bloodline, now Roman's got to get the old bloodline back together. And Cody kind of goes off on his way because Cody isn't like a bloodline killer. He's not KO where it's like on site. This is a title defense because these guys are coming after him. He's trying to keep his title. Roman was really more about the title than anything personal with Roman. So, they can go off on their own and Cody can go off somewhere else. And, I'm assuming that's where you get an Orton turn or somebody else bubble up to buy
Roman's
time.
whole thing, though, is being the head of the table is being the champion, being the breadwinner. The breadwinner is the champion, kayfabe-wise, bringing in the most money, drawing the house, so on and so forth. So, yeah, Solo talked a little shit, but does he need to take care of his family before he takes care of business of leading the table? Like, does he need to kind of vacuum the floor before he can kind of straighten the, everything else, so to speak? Like, I get it, but I also see a scenario where two things, right? First being, before I get to my scenario, why, in the back of your mind, I'm not 100% sure that Roman Reigns is showing up at SummerSlam. Like, they haven't necessarily said it, right? They alluded to it, of course, as they should, but they didn't necessarily say it. So I feel like there's a gap for disappointment there. Kind of up and down the SummerSlam card, to be frank, in a way. Like, I can see, that could be disappointing. That could be disappointing. I feel like it has the potential to be a disappointing show. And this is kind of the main reason for it, because you're going to have a flat crowd expecting Roman Reigns. And it's not like Solo Sikoa can go out there and captivate you and carry you from an in-ring standpoint. Cody Rhodes has gone out there and shown that he can. Solo Sikoa, on the other hand, not so much. As my 14-year-old son Eli would say, he's the boy dad. That means the fake man, right? So that's some lingo right there. Eli came up to me and said, "You're the boy dad." And I said, "What?" And then Landon had to tell me what it meant. And I slapped the shit out of Eli. So just to kind of show him who the man was. So in that story being told, feels like Solo Sikoa is the boy, not the man, right? So I don't know. I'm kind of down on all of this, of course. It seems so maybe my expectations will be met because I have the bar so low here. And I don't necessarily convinced that Roman Reigns is, as of right now, showing up. So I don't know. My other scenario is, what says The Rock doesn't show up? Like, it's like a whole Roman Reigns red herring thing. And The Rock kind of shows up, and Solo has been the one kind of saying, "Hey, Rock." The Rock's been chirping to him, right? And he's been shitting on Roman Reigns ever since, really, he lost in that match. And then The Rock might have gotten in his ear and so on and so forth. And then, but The Rock really isolated Solo, gave him a shot with the Tongans, with Jacob Fatu. And then at the end of the night, The Rock shows up and Solo disappointed the tribal chief, The Rock. And then that's when the Tongans and the Fatus and the Rocks annihilate Solo, and we go off the air that way. And Roman Reigns that's his blood, and he went through it with Jimmy, he went through it with Jay, and he can kind of see what Solo went through, and Solo kind of falls back on that team, and then it's the 4 and the 4. That's makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't know if I'm talking myself into a corner here. Then yeah, Roman Reigns just randomly shows up because what Roman Reigns would be about business, and business is that fucking title. Unless if he wants to get his family straight first, which I get too, but I don't know. My whole thing is like Cody fucking Rhodes is totally getting outshined here, and he has the potential to continue to be outshined with Roman Reigns coming back, being on the same brand, and they're kind of like there. So that's my whole like, what's going on with all this kind of thing, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a lot to go through here.
It's a lot there.
I mean, I think if you're not getting Roman or Rock afterwards, this can't be the last match because that's what people will be waiting for. Yes. If you don't have either of those, I think if this match comes on, third, fourth, you'll know, all right, no Rock, no Roman. And then you can just kind of enjoy it for what it is. I feel like if we're having Solo lost, The Rock was pulling the strings the whole time. They beat him down. The Tongans come over. Now he's rejoined Reigns. Like, I think your second scenario, you told like 3 months of story.
Eventually,
Oh, I thought you were having
gets
this all
back. Solo disappears. He kind of comes crawling back. Solo, they kind of, I saw what you did to Solo. And then the Rock stuff kind of starts coming at it. But I feel that they need something at Survivor Series, at SummerSlam, right? For this, because why is Solo Sikoa in the quote unquote main event here? It just doesn't feel like it. It can't end with a 2 crossroads and then friggin' that band fucking plays for 5 minutes straight and everyone goes home happy. That's not a justice. That does not do justice to Cody Rhodes. Yeah. It feels that we are in 2024. We are all super smart. We are all super jaded. And it feels that Solo Sikoa in this spot means something else.
Right. Yeah, I think you get Roman after. And I mean, you got to remember, Solo took Jimmy out. Like, took him out. Yeah. So, hey, no, I get it all. Like, it's going to take a lot of building. And I feel like we got the seeds last Monday with Jay and Sammy tagging up to, put them as one unit to.
I don't think Jimmy was. I don't think Jimmy was drafted as well either.
What?
I don't think Jimmy was drafted either. Just to kind of building block on what you're saying.
Oh, drafted to SmackDown? I think they did the draft. I'm pretty sure it was him and Solo, and then they did the whole Roman wasn't part of it. But I just mean like to mend those fences, you're going to have a Jimmy J, Sammy fence mending, and then you also have a Roman fence mending. And these are the stories you can tell to a Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah, that's November. That's a whole football season away.
I mean, it's 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months when Roman will show up every few weeks, and little seeds and whatever. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if your big change there, the Roman and the forgiveness and the bringing back of the original bloodline, is that maybe that first SmackDown back on USA. Need something big for that.
Yeah.
And that's early October. So now you have maybe a month of the repairing and then a month of the build to the cage. So more of a stricter timeline that way. But yeah, there's going to be something going on here. There's no way
we feel off base that it just doesn't feel that everything that should be happening necessarily falls into perfect place. At least I could be overlooking something. I could be overlooking something that I missed. It just the feeling, the vibe, the jadedness, the 2024 of it all, how Triple H constructs cards, all that stuff just seems like it can't just be that. And I kind of painted a picture where I don't see how just that happens clearly.
Yeah. I mean, what you keep saying, like thinking to yourself is like Solo Sikoa is in the main event of SummerSlam, not Backlash, and it's messing with your brain.
Yeah.
And because I think they're even putting it out there like, yeah, Solo Sikoa in the main event of SummerSlam, big stuff's happening right after this. Like tonight, after the match,
it's going to be the flattest 15 minutes of the night. I'm calling it now.
Oh, I'm not saying it's going to be a grand time till you get to that, but you wait in line for a good roller coaster ride,
for sure.
And so that your undercard, you're going to have, I'm assuming right before this is probably going to be the Punk McIntyre Insanity. So like you're almost like your let up to the big ending is the match itself. Is Rhodes Solo one-on-one. There is your popcorn match before the main event of Roman, maybe Rock, Cody, Usos, Rikishi, friggin' the Sultan, who knows? Like
night 2 of WrestleMania Part 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you're there. You're in an end zone. You excited or what?
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, now the card, like you said, it's got some places it could have some issues, but it's SummerSlam. It's going to be a good time. And, it's kind of, you just got to be there, be part of it. And I want to be a part of that pop when Roman comes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a big moment.
Hopefully. I'm just kind of putting your feet on the landing a little bit it could be a bumpy ride of disappointment.
If all we're doing is a couple woes after the match, I guess I will be disappointed on the shuffle to the car. But otherwise, I'm feeling very confident. I'm getting my head of the table, Roman Reigns.
All right. Will the WWE do these Cleveland Brown colors justice with merchandise? A few previews ago, Justin was kind of shitting on the colors of it all.
Yeah,
as a diehard Browns fan, what do you think?
Okay, the Browns colors that they have now and had before, good stuff. If you're talking about that in between they made during the Hugh Jackson era where they got like this poop orange, that stuff's garbage. And Justin with his Yankees and get out of here.
His Jets got a new flavor, so he's all excited.
Yeah,
still the same stink, right?
Yeah, I mean, have fun with COVID toe and Rodgers and his nonsense. Leave my team alone. Leave my city alone. Leave my colors alone. All right?
Brown and orange, do we die?
Exactly. I guess as a big Browns fan, I should expect no Roman Reigns because leaving that stadium disappointed is something I'm very used to.
Very, very apropos. I hope it's not the case, but it may be. All right, who's winning this match? I think it's Cody by a home run.
Yeah, Cody.
Yeah. So, and your final predictions, we get Roman Reigns?
We do get Roman Reigns.
In what fashion? Post-match, during the match? What say you?
Post-match. Cody has already won. He's saving the bloodline are out there wreaking havoc, beating up Cody. And he's out there to clear house, but you don't get any answers as to, he's upset with Solo and the new bloodline, but the Roman Cody of it all really isn't addressed.
All right. Yeah.
It's
an easy pop. He shows up. It's easy. It's just muddy, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm jaded.
Cody
I'm probably like
the man once Roman got back.
60-40. He does show up, so I'm gonna go that yes, he will be there, and it is what it is. But all right, Ferrell Comedy on Twitter, Heat and Velocity 2003 reviews every other week in adjacent to the Ruthlessly Aggressive podcast on the Backbone Podcast Feed Network. Did I miss anything, Matt?
No, I mean, guys, we're talking this coming week. Next one, we have a Jimmy Yang, pre-Jimmy Wang Yang jobber. Oh,
Akio?
No, just Jimmy Yang, man. Just Jimmy Yang as a jobber against Tommy Dreamer. That's what the people come for.
Wow, I don't know if I've watched that one yet because I also I'll go like months where I don't watch them, but then I'll go like a weekend where I'll dedicate like my free time to it, and I'll bang out like 7, 8, 10 weeks of Velocity. And then whenever you drop them, I throw my spreadsheet little fucking numbers right at you, and they line up usually pretty good. So, all right, Matt, enough Heat and Velocity. That's for another day, buddy.
All right, you got.
See you on the next one, bud.
All right, see you, Ryan.